Welcome back, viewers, Shortbox Nation, subscribers, fans, and all that good stuff. People that randomly stumbled upon our video review series. This is our review of episode 12, which is, I should probably start keeping these episode titles up, titled, episode 12, titled One Last Shot. See, man, we're almost at the end, dude.
We are.
And I'm not going to lie, I'm getting kind of, like, sad.
A little bit of me is wistful, but a little bit is also like, man, we've come
a hell of a ride.
We've come a long way, as you could tell from our video production. This blew.
Keep
your head up.
This blew a random blue damn sheet. I'm telling you, video watchers out there, if you watch episode 1 till now, if you can spot all the differences and improvements throughout the course, I'll give you guys a no prize for sure. Because there's some hidden ones out there. But see, we don't have that many topics for this episode, only because this episode felt more of a character focus and two primary characters at that. And,
absolutely.
Who is that?
Well, Vanessa and Ray Nadeem, our boy Ray. Absolutely, dude. I gotta say, Kingpin must make the most amazing omelets, dude. To get a girl like Vanessa, like he must be the omelet kingpin. Like, look, bro was like sitting here like, I made them just the way you like it. And he's kind of looking at it like, dude, you know it's perfect. Don't even pretend. That's how you got her in the first place. Like, she was like, you're a fat, bald man. I don't know why I find these eggs are delicious.
So check this out. And I don't mean to get stereotypical, but I didn't notice any damn seasoning in his eggs.
Bro, no hot sauce. No salt, no pepper. But that's how good he is. Like, he was like, you want to know why it's good? He made it with love.
You're right. The only thing he makes with love, apparently. But I guess green onions, diced green onions.
That's all you need. He's salty enough.
I'm learning. Like, that's
you're going to make omelet for your girl? Like, you're going to be there.
Majority.
You're going to be sitting there like, I've discovered the secret to eggs. Once a man knows a secret about eggs. Just shut up, Wilson.
Exactly.
Shut up.
Exactly. Okay, so let's go ahead and tackle Vanessa, because this is the first episode that we get Vanessa back. You know, we've spent 11 whole episodes hearing about Vanessa.
Just hearing nonstop Kingpin
gracious,
like,
dude.
Oh, my baby, when my boo thing returns, a man sometimes needs his baby mama. Sometimes a man. Like, shut up. Yeah, we get it.
You know, man, I did feel a little empathy towards Kingpin, because that whole time, from the moment she touches down in the helicopter to, you know, about midway through, cold shoulder. And I was like, yo.
I was like, no.
I've been there, Willie. I've been there, Willie.
Stop.
I understand. Keep at it, bro.
He was like, I put out the best sheets for your bed. She was like, dude, I flew all the way from Spain. Do you know what jet lag is? Give me a break, dude. All right, I'll sleep on the couch tonight.
Man, I mean, he brought her to that hotel. What he said? There's 4 restaurants, Olympic-sized pool.
Kingpin's the ultimate smotherer, dude. This dude is mad clingy, dude. Oh my God, prison made this guy clingy.
But I can understand where Vanessa's kind of standoffishness comes from. You know, she makes a comment to Poindexter, who goes a little above and beyond unnecessarily in his job role to get that painting that, you know, that Fisk made
above and beyond. He murdered an old Jewish lady to get that painting, like, for Kingpin. Even Kingpin was like, well, my wife would want you to have this.
I know.
And the freaking Dex was probably, dude. Speaking of Poindexter, man, we hear those flies buzzing in his head again this episode, and it's like, man. It's the constant reminder of how evil this dude is, man. Like, he is, like, him and Kingpin are both, no mistake about it, like, like avatars for evil, you know? As good as Matt is, these guys are that bad. And not that you forget, but their performances are so charming and so, like, intense that it's like, oh, yeah, like, Bullseye's like a bad person. Like,
I can only blame. I definitely put a lot of blame on Dex and his actions, but I also put a majority of it on Kingpin, because he took that rigid structure, that tidiness, that control that Dex had in place already. Kingpin took all of that and kind of brushed him off to the side. Once he got Vanessa, I mean, he tells Dex, your services are no longer needed.
Yep, just like his coach did back in the day. And I'm watching this, and I'm getting I never thought I'd get nervous for Kingpin. Like, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? You all you did was give this boy a primal scream. Essentially.
That's your answer?
That was
scream?
That was his answer for everything. Like, he was like, I don't have a guiding North Star anymore. Kingpin's like, sometimes a primal scream. Yeah, no, but I mean, seriously, like, I might lose my job.
Yeah, I really need help.
I'm gonna lose my job. I can't find Julie. This Daredevil guy is making my life hell.
Are you gonna prescribe any medication?
Can you give me a website to update my resume? Something like that. Sometimes
scream.
A primal scream. Nah, fool, just scream. That's all I got.
I guess in Kingpin's world, the only solutions he's got is a primal scream and an omelet.
Lessons from Kingpin: how to become the number one crime boss in New York. Make the best omelets ever.
Look, if a primal scream
yell
or an omelet doesn't work, then you just got to kill it. All right, you just got to kill it. So
murder people.
But Vanessa makes a comment to Dex. Fisk. What did she say? She says something about Fisk does a good job putting beautiful things on display.
Ooh.
And it's like, ooh okay.
Yeah.
All right, I see that.
She sees herself more as a thing to Wilson, like a trophy.
Yes.
And he doesn't think of her that way. And all this, like, he's just been, dude, he's just mad clean because he's been in the joint for a year, man. Dude's been freaking making imaginary omelets. You remember? This dude has been making imaginary omelets like he's the Count of Monte Cristo and Emerald Lagasse mixed together, dude. Yeah. He's just sitting there like, yes, a pinch of green onions. And in reality, he's like putting Vienna sausages in like freaking toilet water hooch,
So Vanessa gets back. We see the standoffishness. And then we see her kind of step up. And this is a pretty interesting because – we've only got 2 episodes. We've got this episode and one more. Right. So I was kind of worried.
So we're going to talk for at least a half an hour more to try and stretch this out.
I was worried that her character arc was just going to be a simple, put her in there, etc. But we see her character arc kind of fast forward. She approaches Fisk, one of the few people that is very direct with him and has that power, and says, "Let me in."
We see
all the way.
Yeah, I was going to say we see Vanessa become more closer to what she is in the comics, where she's just as conniving and just as much of a snake in the grass as Wilson Fisk, which was good to see. And also you're like, ooh, another person I can hate. Yeah. Just another person to hate. But speaking of hate, there's another character that we could focus on. Our boy Ray Nadeem, man. Like, I love that Nelson and Murdoch come together, to not only fight of course Matt's fighting crime at night, but now they're together to work justice during the day. It's just great to see them like, look, we got a plan, we're making moves, we're going to bring basically Blake Tower over here and try and make power moves to not only clear Nadeem's name a little bit, get him off the blackmail, but take down Fisk as well. Like, I like that making Ray right in the eyes of the law is also a priority for these guys too. I don't know. I thought it was good.
So what do we see? Their plan involves having Ray confess to everything to the current DA. Foggy once again shows that the law and the end result is way more important than his own pride, because he says, "I'll drop out the race. Matter of fact, I'll drop out the race regardless. But this is me coming to you asking for a solid."
Oh yeah. Like he tells him like Fisk needs to go down, and I only entered this race just for that end, So you've been ignoring my calls and blah blah blah, and Tower's like, man, I got to give it to you.
Yeah.
So they get there, and Nadeem goes on record.
Yep.
And he says he'll do it. They take him to the courthouse. The escorting to the courthouse.
Real quick, dude. I just want to say if Foggy and Nelson. Fictional, of course, but if I was ever a witness for them, I'd probably have to drop out because they have a bad track record of witnesses and testifying. And I thought this was going to be the case for Nadeem as well. But we got a pretty cool Marvel team up. DD civilian suit with Nadeem.
A civilian suit.
Civilian skin, if this is a PS4 game. And it was cool once again to see Matt think ahead, on his toes, right there on the spot. I'm going to act blind. I'm going to tell you where to shoot. I need you to trust me. Once again, total trust,
Dude, when he was in the bus, he's like, what's going on? I can't tell what's going on. I'm like, oh, my gosh. I love it. I love it.
So they managed to get to the courthouse.
Right.
Nadeem, and everything just feels like good. I know I was thinking like, yes.
Man, I was still on edge. Like, I'm like, something bad is going to happen. I know something bad is going to happen.
Of course, Matt hears that one of the jurors starts threatening the other jurors.
Well, what happened is Matt hears all the jurors deliberating, and one juror stands up and basically reads off a list of all their names, and they're all like, what's going on? What's this? Yeah. And he's like, basically, that Kingpin has either dirt or other people's and their loved ones ready to die. Like, I'm like, look, if you testify, if you basically make the case that Nadeem is telling the truth and all this stuff and whatever, we're going to execute all the ones that you love and hold dear. Like, he's got something on them too. So he's it's just depressing, man. And
it shatters and great choice of words, because it shatters Matt's hope and going the straight and arrow path. It shatters Nadeem's hope. It shatters everyone's hope. And it results in Vanessa putting the hit on Nadeem.
Right. Like, she says, this is a loose end. Wouldn't you just take care of it? Like, and Fisk is like, got a little.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, he's got a little boner at the time. He's just kind of like, I feel like making an omelet.
But, in the midst of all this, Nadeem runs away, goes back home.
He goes back to his house,
starts recording the video, and I knew something was up because he looks at the camera that he knows is there recording everyone that's entering his house. And even whenever Poindexter shows up, he's calm, cool, collected, tries to talk some sense into him, and it was definitely sad to see.
Dude, it was sad. Well, all right, so we're not in spoiler territory. You were watching this video. Nadeem dies this episode.
If I may interject, he dies in his pool, which I thought was ironic, or whatever the term you want to say for it. But that in the first episode, that's what he promised his son that he would, one day have.
Yeah, by June, buddy, I'll be throwing you off the diving board.
This is why he did all of this,
not the pool, but like, like he didn't become a corrupt FBI agent to fucking make a pool.
That'd be so wild to hear that testimony.
My son wanted a pool. My wife is. I'm married to her. Have you seen her mad at me?
Pulling up the shirt with
like,
the bullet wound.
I got shot for this pool.
By the way, don't tell her about the bullet wound, please.
This is a nice shirt. She got it for me.
I feel like he probably told.
This is messed up, dude. This is so messed up.
This is gonna be fucked up. But I feel like he, in his mind, is like, yo, either Poindexter kills me or my wife, and I'd rather just take the.
Look,
the
Dex. Dex, you know what to do. You know what to do.
Right here. But
no. See, look, now we ruined the mood because Nadeem is our boy, and we're like dogging him out.
I'm sorry.
All right. So.
I'm sorry. It's just that his wife is so gangster.
She is so gangster. All right. So, stop, man. Stop.
I'm good. Seriously.
So, like, the idea that I did like that you pointed that out, because I completely forgot and completely overlooked that he ends up dying in the one thing that kind of represented something as far as like progress for him and his family. Is very poetic. But not before he says goodbye to his wife.
Yes.
And he says goodbye to his son, and basically says, I'm sorry, I'm not the person you wanted me to be, basically, and not only makes peace with them, but peace with himself.
Yeah.
Because when he's, like you said, when he's talking to Dex, he's like, look, dude, do what you got to do. He's like, but you're not going to shoot me inside. You're going to do it out here.
Damn right.
I was like, ooh.
Even before, as impressive and badass as that was, even before that, when him and when Matt and Foggy are talking with the DA, and the DA's like, look, he's got to do some time, 5 years per charge, and Matt starts getting pissed off. No time at all. And then the DA's like, all right, 5 years total. And Matt was ready to just cut the deal,
Yeah.
or
Thank
throw
you
out
for
the
coming
deal.
in, Mr. Tower.
Exactly. But Nadeem,
He's like, wait.
no, I think that was cool to see him say, you know what? I do deserve
it.
Because
Yeah.
I got to be an example to my son. And it reminded me a lot of like Jack's motive as far as staying a fighter,
Right.
not throwing that fight. Nadeem says, yeah, I didn't want my son to see me as an average federal employee. And it's, that theme of just
Man.
fatherhood and being a good example to your son, apparently no matter the cost, is relevant even with an average Joe like, Nadeem.
Yeah. Yeah. This is tough, man. This episode was crazy.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on, but we've got one more episode to go, which I'm like reluctant because a lot of things could happen,
Yeah.
a lot of loose ends to tie up. So I think we covered pretty much everything that we wanted to on this one.
Rest
Let's
in
go
peace,
ahead.
Ray.
For
Rest
real,
in peace.
man.
Pour one out for Nadeem, dude.
Yo.
Like we've been. Man, he was a hero.
I'm sorry, I'm about to fuck it up again.
Stop.
What if,
Stop.
what if Dex would have put the gun down and said, real quick, what product do you use for your hair? Oh, okay, cool.
It's like,
I'm done.
got
Sorry,
it.
I'm done. I'm so sorry. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Per the usual, like, comment on this video, subscribe to the channel, check out our podcast, the Short Box Podcast, and stay tuned for our last Daredevil Season 3 episode review of Episode 13. We'll catch you guys soon. Peace.